So one of my one of my buddies asked me today. He said, "So, how often do you go to the doctor?" What the hell would I go to the doctor for? I'm not cut up, banged up, bruised up, or burned up. Them people ain't cured a single disease in 60 freaking years. What, you want me to go get a checkup? Like, I don't understand the reasoning. If something ain't wrong with you, why do you want them to go find something wrong with you? I understand prevention, but you're going to a person who hasn't cured a disease in 60 freaking years. So if you're not infected, you're not beat up, banged up, bruised up, burned up, you don't have an STD, why in the hell would you want those people telling you what to do with your health? Are you freaking nuts? And I didn't say that to him because honestly, this is the, wow, look at this. I look and this is going on my phone. How awesome. I mean, some things you just gotta like. So, to save their feelings, I did not blatantly express how ignorant I thought that was, because this is most people's way of thinking that they stay healthy. A degenerative disease is a disease where you degenerate, you fall apart, you break down. Osteoarthritis, for instance, is the wearing away of the cartilage in between two bones. Causes inflammation, causes pain, hurts, right? So you can get diagnosed with that if you wish. It's much easier to just keep the cartilage rebuilt. In my world, that just makes more sense. Heart disease is the wearing out of the arterial walls. Sarcopenia is the loss of muscle as you age. You've got cancer is the breaking down of the immune system, and it's not functioning properly. Autoimmune disorders is the breaking down of the immune system, and it starts identifying the wrong thing as a foreign entity that is a domestic. None of them have they done anything that gives anything but perhaps some temporary relief while you continue to die in the form of painkillers that people get addicted to and die that instead. Diabetes, stop eating sugar. And I have people all tell me, well, it's not just, yes it is, shut up. You do not read a freaking label. If you think you quit eating sugar and you still have type 1 diabetes, you're a little dense. Now, once you get on insulin, you become dependent. It's just like any other hormone. I take testosterone too long, my nuts quit producing test. I'm on test. That's how all hormones work. Why would the body produce something that is provided from an outside source? Now, if you quit providing the outside source, will the body start to regenerate? It's a very delicate process to getting a gland to start producing a hormone again. Nonetheless, it can be done. I've seen it. I've seen people go from an insulin pump to not needing insulin at all by fasting. Stop eating sugar. It's not a miracle. It's common sense. Like, if you know there's a problem, then you have to cut off the source. If me and Bill got an issue, I find out Bill thinks I stole something. Well, I go to Bill and I say, look, man, I understand that you think this. Let's look into this and see what really happened, because I didn't do that. And then we rectify the situation. Me and Bill are buddies. If you identify that sugar is the issue and you stop eating it, the most amazing things happen. You start to heal. If you identify that you have cancer, so your immune system isn't functioning properly, you start taking the right things to repair the immune system, not to kill fast-growing cells in the hopes that you kill the cancer before you kill the patient, but to revitalize the immune system and make sure it works properly. Your immune system starts to kill cancer like it's supposed to. You know, you develop cancer at an average rate of about 500 times a year. Your body identifies it, kills it, envelops it, takes it out of the system. Now, why can it do that? And then all of a sudden it stops. Well, you took in enough toxins that destroyed its ability to identify the difference between your cells and a cancerous cell, so it allows them to procreate, basically. Now, how do you stop that? Stop putting the toxins in. Retrain the immune system. Sounds simple, right? Because it is. Health is always simple. And if you can't explain something in terms that the average fifth grader can understand, then you don't understand it that well. That's just the truth. If your doctor starts explaining something that is too complicated for him to even understand, because you're like, I don't think that even makes sense to you, bruh. It's because he don't know what the hell he's talking about. And although the education system has taught him that in order to know something, you have to admit that you don't know anything, which means he thinks he's a dumbass. Think about that. He has no faith in what he does. That's sad. And that is your colleges today. To do that to someone is to take away their confidence and to destroy intelligence. Our colleges are more dedicated to the destruction of the human brain than they have ever been, or than they are to developing productive, intelligent humans. Everything in our world has become backwards. And that's okay for someone like me who's willing to see things for what they are and go, but to watch a lot of people suffer is appalling and sad. And then they look at me with their PhD and go, well, you don't know what you're talking about. And I go, but you're done. I'm not. You're in pain. I'm not. I'm headed to the gym. You're on the couch. Same age. My circumstances were probably much rougher on my body than yours. Yet you're incapable. And I'm capable. You're so smart that you figured out you don't know anything. I have thousands of customers that will tell you very quickly that they've healed from diseases you say are incurable. Now explain that to me. To me, it's very simple. I did not get educated out of my mind. I've never done things according to the system. Now, I was kicked out of school. I've been kicked out of establishments because I wouldn't wear a mask. I have went to the Capitol on January the 6th because I wanted my children to have the freedom that they will not have now because we lost that battle. But that sucks for you, not me. I still sit back and go, whoo-wee. Wow, guys, that didn't work out well, did it? You know, we were warning you about that, but you didn't listen. But I'm the one that's not intelligent, and that's okay. I understand. I'm not that brilliant, I guess, but I do know common sense and logic, and God speaks to me through common sense and logic. You know, in the Bible, it doesn't ever say, well, God's going to save you. It does say that get wisdom, get knowledge, get understanding, read, understand things, and then you will know God. Everything here works in a system. Everything is connected. And to take a simplistic, intellectual view of synthetic drugs healing an organic body is the most ridiculous of absurdities. I don't take bananas and try to fix my car. Shouldn't take synthetics and try to fix an organic body. Maybe the bananas for the human and the oils for the car. Maybe when you put that oil, which is pretty much where all pharmaceuticals are derived from, is synthetic substances, maybe because they can be patented and you can't patent the natural substance. So perhaps when you take all those synthetic things and you throw them into the body, it's kind of like putting that banana in your gas tank, or perhaps the moonshine. Yeah, it runs for a little while, runs damn good. End result, not so good. Right? You keep trying to find a patented way to make better God's patented system. You're going to find out that man's patents are weak and faulty in comparison to the Creator's intent. It won't be long until they can upload you into a computer system. But you ain't real. Right now, you are trapped inside a vehicle called your body. You will be released from this, and that will be the most freeing experience. The most terrifying things on the other side of that fear is always the greatest rewards. Death being what is most feared. On the other side of it is ecstasy. Yet, you wish to be entrapped in a computer system so you can live forever. I don't think you understand the process. Every great achievement that man has ever had happened right after the greatest fear was faced. Men flies in airplanes not because someone was safely staying on the ground, but because someone dared to fly high enough that they could die. The exhilaration of flight, of putting a piece of metal into the air and watching people ride around, or being there riding around in a piece of metal like you have wings, like you're a bird. That would have never happened if someone would not have faced their fear of falling. You will never see perfection until you're willing to face the fear of the release from your body. Now, I got way off subject there, so I'll probably never post this video. So it started off with an intent and ended up with some philosophy, which I do quite frequently because everything is based on philosophy. If you can't tell me why, what the fuck would you want to tell me what for? I said, do this. Why? Because I said to. I don't trust you. So you're going to have to tell me why. You don't know why? I don't move. Like right now. About to go to the gym. Why? Because I know it keeps my body healthy. How does that work? Well, you see, when I break down muscle, my body has to rebuild it. Keeping the body in a continual phase of rebuilding prevents it from degenerating, because you're going to do one of two things: degenerate or get better. There is no standstill. Everything stays moving, so you're moving toward your best or you're moving away from it. Stay hungry, my friends. Always be developing your physical body, your mental clarity, and your capacity for joy. And in those processes, you will find happiness, peace, health, wealth. And when you find out that work is the most fun thing you can do, when you find out that the process of being a servant is where you get accolades and trophies to put on the mantle, it's where you become great. The man who can serve others will be served by others. The man who serves none is a servant to all. It's a really unique thing that God built. The last will be first and the first will be last. The man who's willing to serve everyone has everything he ever wanted. The man who's unable to serve anyone is served by others, but has very, very little. Generally just enough to survive. When you figure out that helping other people is the way to greatness and the way to wealth and the way to beauty, health, strength, then you'll find ways to serve the many, because service to many leads to greatness. You can serve a few, and that's okay. Doesn't lead to greatness, but that's okay. You can just serve yourself, and you can get by. You won't be very happy, and you won't have friends. But helping others, if you help enough other people get what they want, you will always have what you want. The first will be last. The last will be first was the key to capitalistic society started by Jesus, and the exact polar opposite, the most evil a man can conceive, is communism. One man ruling over another, telling everyone what to do. That is not the first will be last and the last will be first. That is a way to destroy man's integrity, his will, his confidence. It is to laugh in the face of freedom and to destroy yourself as a leader. It is the most ignorant of ignorant things to do. It is Satan's way of fucking you while making you think you're doing something to enhance your life. It's the shortcut to death, destruction, and self-hatred. Socialism is the step between capitalism and communism. Capitalism being freedom, communism being slavery. Choose wisely, my friends. We are on the verge of stepping from this socialist society we have right now that used to be free into a communistic society that will take us to the dark ages. If you don't fight for your freedom right now, fucker, your children will either fight for it or will die a slave to the system. It's time we get together, those who think like that. Oh, and by the way, if this offended you or appalled you, fuck off. I don't have time for your shit. God's honest truth, you waste people's lives. If you can't understand those things and the simplicity, then you need to go find Jesus, because he will help to restore your brain, because somebody took it from your dumbass. And don't approach me. I'm not fucking with you. Like, honestly, you don't want to do that. Unless you can overpower me and take me into custody, and I'll still be more free behind bars than you are in this world. Because you can't understand the basics, which means you will never be able to have complexities or enjoy life. It's better over here, for I've been on the other side, and the only thing that saves your dumb ass is enough pain, self-inflicted, that you finally figure out that the way to confidence, self-respect, love, happiness, and fun is to bless others. And they will see you as a blessing and be happy when you walk in the room. And if you lack that, you can be given the world and still not be worth a shit. And you'll know it, and everyone else will know it. Save yourself that trouble. Learn that lesson. Love you. Peace.